I'm going to be exposing Grant Cardone for everything that he actually is in this video. Now, this is a new segment that I'm creating in this channel, which is all about reviewing entrepreneurs that are really famous or whatever, and you see them all the time, like Tai Lopez, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, and Tony Robbins, and a whole bunch of others, right? And I'm actually going to be debunking everything they say and actually having a full comprehensive review on them and letting you know if it's a scam or if it isn't a scam, if they're really about their shit or if they're not about their shit, right? Now, first of all, Grant Cardone, everything that he talks about, right? If you watch one Grant Cardone video, you've probably seen them all. And this is why I say this, right? Every Grant Cardone video starts with the same thing. And I'm going to be telling you what marketing tactic he's actually using and why he's always repeating the same things back to you, right? So if you've seen one Grant Cardone video, you've probably seen them all. And this is why I say this, right? In all his videos, he's always talks about his backstory. Quick summary in 30 seconds about his backstory. First of all, his dad died. His mom had a scarcity mentality. He used to do drugs. He went to rehab. They try to squeeze him together, saying that you can't become anything. He started working hard. He got a job. He saved money. He invested in real estate this, real estate that, and he became a millionaire. Right? Every single Grant Cardone video is the same. Right? And it's not new information he's giving you. He's always giving you the same information, kind of remarketed and repackaged in the same way. Now, you're probably asking me, Tommy, why do you think Grant Cardone makes these videos, right? And they're all kind of like the same videos. There's no new information or anything like that, right? And I'm going to be telling you why he does that. It's a marketing tactic. And when I say this, I don't mean to say like he's not actually helping you in a sense, like he's not giving you value. If you do find his videos for the first time, you're getting value, because there's a lot of things he says in there that if you're a beginner, they're gonna like struck a nerve and they're gonna get you started and rolling and everything, right? But if you've been watching his videos for a while and you've been reading books and everything like that, it's time for you to stop watching his videos. And here's why I say this, right? What Grant Cardone is doing now in his life is using a tactic. It's like a marketing tactic. The exact tactic that he's using is called building reputation and rapport. What this means is, by you always seeing his face and by you seeing that he's always giving you value and all these things, you're more comfortable in giving him your money, you're more comfortable in buying his products, you're more comfortable in doing business with him because you trust him and you actually build a relationship with him throughout those entire videos and all those books that he's written, right? And if you say, Tommy, that's not true because I never bought anything from Grant Cardone, right? You don't know me, right? But when have you ever bought anything from a person that you actually don't know? Right? Say for example, somebody comes to you and you don't know them whatsoever, and they're telling you like, "Hey, I want to sell you this," right? You're more likely to say no than you would be if somebody that you know and you've been looking at on the internet or anything like that, and they've been giving you value for free for a long time, and tell you, "Hey, I just did this new product. It's premium. It's gonna help you get to the next level, and I want to sell it to you only for $500, right? You're more likely to say yes. Why not? Because I've seen your videos, I see what you do, and I'm really happy with everything you do, right? Now, here's another thing that I've noticed about Grant Cardone, right? In certain areas of his platform, he alternates from story to story, right? For example, when you read a Grant Cardone book, well, I read the 10X book, and I just finished reading the Millionaire book. I read it twice, so I know what I'm talking about, right? And he talks about, like, if you watch his YouTube channel, you know that his first investment, I think it was like a 2-family home, right? And it was a bad investment, so he sold it, he tried to get rid of it, he couldn't rent it, it was vacant. So then he wanted to invest in something that had like 30, 40 units, right? And then he did that, and then he knew that this is what I want to do, right? But in his books, he always talks like his first investment was actually the 40-30 unit, right? And it wasn't the first family home. And this is the entire thing why I say that's a problem, right? Say, for example, you want to start out, it makes it really difficult for you to even want to start. For example, if you're new to investment, if you're new to real estate, if you're new to all this stuff, you know that it's going to take time and it's a lot of hard work. But how are you possibly going to get all this stuff done? How are you possibly supposed to say, I think his first investment, according to the book, which wasn't his first investment, it was a house. His first investment cost him, I think, was $1.5 million. That means that he put down a down payment for $300,000. Oh, Tommy, how do you know he put $300,000 down? Some people can put no money down, right? Well, he says it in his book. He says he put down $300,000. Now, if you're the average Joe, not even the average Joe, like a regular person, for example, saving $300,000 is going to cost you a long time. You know what I mean? So this is why I say, like, for example, you have to take everything you hear from these people with a grain of salt. Yes, they're out there to make money. Yes, they're out there to give value, and that's why they're so successful, because if Grant Cardone wasn't giving value, then he wouldn't be half as successful as he actually is, and that's why I stand by it, right? So he's not a scammer, as you may think, but he is using a lot of marketing tactics. And this is what I say, right? If you want to get started into real estate, start small. right? And I don't mean like small, go to Detroit and buy like an entire block for like $1.50, right? I mean like save up money. Yeah, save up $20,000, $30,000, maybe 40, maybe 50. Buy your first 2-3 family home and buy maybe a duplex, you know what I mean, or a triplex or something like that, and just like invest into it. Get to know how everything works. But you can't really tell, and I didn't really like when he said that. You can't really tell someone and act like it was your first deal and not talk about like how you build like 1,000 businesses and how you build over $40,000 in income monthly to actually even get to that $300,000. When you're talking to the average person, they don't make that much money. They make like maybe $2,000-$3,000 a month. And even if they save like 20-40% of their money to get to $300,000, you're gonna have to save for the entire life. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense. So if you want to get started into real estate, start small, get the experience, see how everything works, go out there, see properties and experience everything, read books about it. But don't think that the only way for you to do real estate and do it right is to buy 30 to 40 units. It's not really possible. It's not really something that you should be. It's not. I don't want to downplay it, but it's like it's super hard. You know, when you can start somewhere else and you can start like small and build up from there. It's better to be building than to be waiting to get here and then like build a little bit. You know, consistency is key. Now, here's another thing about Grant Cardone that you probably didn't know, right? And here's the thing, right? Grant Cardone is great. And like I said before, if he wasn't giving you guys actual value, then he wouldn't be as successful as he is right now, right? And Grant Cardone right now, what I see him as is a person that's trying to become super rich, right? Super wealthy. And he knows that the only way to get super wealthy, especially in what he's doing, which is basically sales and real estate, because the cash flow from houses and apartments and all those things aren't fast enough. Like say for example, he invested like 40 units. Those 40 units give him like $1,000 per unit. I'm just being very, very generalistic, right? Like say for example, he did 40 units, $1,000 per unit. That's $40,000. Say he owes to the bank or whatever like that. So then after all the expenses, he's making like maybe $10,000, maybe $5,000. That's not fast enough because it's not fast enough for him to get to the next deal, which is like 60 to 80 units, right? So what he's doing right now is entire like marketing, you know, and selling. So he's giving you value, but he's also always trying to get you to buy something. And he's giving you value, free value, right, with the YouTube thing. But he's always holding back in a sense because his paid content, his university, and all these courses that he has and all these books that he have, like that's where the real value is. And there's an imbalance in those things where you're trying to tell someone that, for example, here are the keys, but you're constantly holding back because you want them to pay for this. And that's where you reach that point of like how do I say this, like ethic. I'm not talking about ethics or anything like that. I completely understand that you have to sell a product or whatever, so you got to give someone a taste of it so that can actually bounce in and actually get into it. And I'm a strong believer that people are more likely to take something serious when they pay for it. So if he's giving you value and all the value, you're probably not gonna want to do it, you know, because you're getting it for free. And if he gives you all the value, then it's just gonna become like watered down. Nobody doesn't want it anymore because it's free. Everybody has that information, right? But he's building courses and he's building all of this, but he's also just giving you a glimpse of the real value he can provide. So my entire thing with this entire video is that no, Grant Cardone is not a scammer. No, he's not fake. Yes, I believe he does what he does, but no, I don't agree that you need to buy 40, 30 units to actually get started into real estate. It's not realistic and for a person, a mom, a parent, a wife, a husband that's making like 40, 60,000, maybe $80,000 a year. It's not realistic. It's gonna take way too long. So start small, cut down your expenses, live a little bit more frugally. Don't vacation all the time. Stop making excuses. Yeah, earn more money, put it on the side, invest in those properties, but be realistic also. And start now. Don't wait until you have $300,000 and wait like 5 years to actually get that, to actually invest into that property, when you could have bought like 10 houses, maybe even 12 units. And then when that time comes that you want to invest into this entire like big unit stuff, just sell all of those. Use a T31 exchange and you can like avoid paying the taxes on that. You know what I mean? So guys, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe and like. My name is TommyBryson. If you don't know me, you're gonna know me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
You've got to start at the bottom.